Good Doc back again. Once again, let's lock in. Go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. It's probably one of the most profound sayings I've ever heard in my life. I've heard quite a few people say it, so I am not assured. I'm not assured. Not sure. Excuse me, of the originator of that particular comment, but it's probably statement I should say. But it is definitely one of the most profound statements I've ever heard. Go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. The word celebration can mean different things to different people, right? You have people in your corner, people championing for you, people who want you to succeed. Go where you're celebrated. And when you do achieve these accomplishments, they're in your corner, they're for you, right? Not where you're tolerated, wherein you're disposable. Not where, you know, they just deal with you because you're there and you're filling a void or filling a spot for the moment, in the meantime, in between time. So there's so many different ways that you can take this particular statement and apply it to your daily life. I can apply it in so many different ways, but I want to apply it to how I feel about my life in the United States as opposed to my life and how I live when I'm abroad. I think it's a fair way to put it. When I'm in the United States, do I feel as though I'm just tolerated and not celebrated? To an extent. I don't dislike my job, but I know that I'm replaceable. I know that at any given moment in time, if anything were to happen, I'm gone, right? You got a lot of brothers who are into their own businesses and stuff like that. I'm building my shit low key. I don't really like to talk about it, so I kind of keep it below the radar until I'm actually full functioning and making it work. So I kind of just use what I'm doing right now, even though it's full time, it's temporary, right? Because all good things come to an end. But like I said, you kind of feel tolerated in your work for a lot of things because, you know, you're there, you do your job, it's a part of the matrix. You don't like your job, sometimes you just make the money in order to spend the money to take care of bills, to eat and all of that stuff, but you very rarely have enough to take care of yourself and be able to have some fulfillment in your life, right? That's tolerating, right? Sometimes the women in your own home country in the United States, they just tolerate you, right? Well, I really didn't want you, but because you're here and you're a nice guy, I'll fuck with you, right? I may have two other kids by two different baby daddies, but you're willing to step up and take care of them. So I guess, you can be around until one of my baby daddies act right, or until somebody comes along that's better, that's willing to act right and actually fulfill the role that I need them to. You will do for the moment. Or I'm getting older now, and as opposed to dating the thugs and all of the bad boys and shit, I want a nice guy now. They tolerate you as opposed to celebrate you, right? That's kind of the lifestyle and mentality of a lot of men in the United States, right? Go abroad. Although the word celebration can be taken in many different ways, I kind of feel like when you go to those countries, it's just a little bit different, right? You go to these countries and people see you, and yes, you're the exotic one, you're the rare type. People don't really get to see people like you on a regular basis, so they're fascinated by you. They want to know what your culture is like. They want to know who you are as an individual. You'll find people like that abroad, right? That are genuinely fascinated and want to get to know you, right? And I do feel like that comes in some form of celebrating you, just wanting to know you, just having a genuine interest in you, right? But when you're in a place where you're tolerated, people probably already know you. You've been there, you've done that. People see you on a daily basis. Oh, you just that dude that works with me, or oh, you just that dude that I see walking down the street, or you just that dude that we go into the same place to get coffee in the morning at the same time or some shit, and we just exchange pleasantries of sorts and we're done. But when you're abroad, it's different, right? It's a new thing, it's new adventure, it's new everything. So your celebration of sorts here is a little bit different than your toleration here. They celebrate you more over here because they want to know what it is or what brings you to their country, right? They want to know a little bit more about you. They're excited to have you here. A lot of people will say, thank you for visiting our country. I've had that happen on quite a few occasions, right? I don't know if it was just the hospitable nature. Maybe it was who I was dealing with at the moment. Maybe that doesn't necessarily represent all people of that particular country. And we can say that, and we can definitely say that safely. But when we talk about going where we're celebrated, not where we're tolerated, if you just find that you're just not receiving the love that you know you deserve because of the work you put in, because of the shit that you've done, the accomplishments you have or have made, minor or major, And you've constantly managed to continue developing and continue to put yourself in a position to perform at a high level, but you just don't feel celebrated. Guess what, man? Sometimes you just got to take that place. You got to just go somewhere different, right? There's nothing wrong with trying new things and exploring new things. I do believe you'll probably have a lot more celebration in a lot of these other places than you'll probably find back home. Just going to be honest. I just feel that your celebrations or your celebratory moments will likely be taken more into consideration when you're abroad than you're actually back home, because everybody will either be envious of you, they'll probably shit on you before they congratulate you, or want to give you your flowers of sorts, right? And sometimes us as men, we really don't need to be patted on the back every time we do something good, but damn it, does it not feel nice every now and again for somebody to say thank you, or for somebody to say, yo, I see what you're doing and you doing your thing and keep rocking, or give you a motivation or something. It's just weird because you don't get that here, right? It just don't seem like that's something that's normal, and that's why I feel like sometimes here in the States it's more or less a toleration than it is a celebration of your life. And even if, and I'm gonna leave you with this, even if celebration means doing something that is fulfilling to you, sometimes you can celebrate yourself, right? And a lot of us have to, man. As men, a lot of us have to celebrate ourselves and celebrate our own accomplishments. If we went from making $20,000 to $25,000 a year, or we went from making the $20,000 to $30,000 a year, $35,000 a year, that is something to celebrate. We've increased our worth, at least in reference to how much money we bring in. Now, that may not be a lot for a lot of people, but damn it, it's a lot for some. Right? So in any case, if you're able to increase your wealth, you should celebrate that, right? You should celebrate that. If you're able to get a new job that pays better, celebrate it, right? Even if you got to celebrate yourself, man, even if that means taking yourself out on a date. I love eating by myself, y'all. I don't have to have company to go anywhere. Matter of fact, I just went to go see the new Batman movie by myself. That damn movie was 3 hours long, though, kind of like Titanic. Anyway. But I don't need people around me to do the things that I want to do, right? Sometimes you have to celebrate yourself. Sometimes you got to treat yourself. And sometimes taking yourself abroad is celebrating and treating yourself to something new. New experiences, new cultures, new lifestyles, new everything that'll open your eyes and open your mind to things that you would not have ever considered if you were stuck in places where they just fucking tolerate you. That's my 2 cents, ladies and gentlemen. Anything that you have to add, comment section below. Let the good doc know. This has been my time, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know what time it is. Time for the good doc to go and get the getting. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the good doc is officially out. At least nako paalam, which means I am going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Makita. Bye-bye. Peace.